Yeah. Check 1, check 2. Trust you're all well. Let's see if we can get some people on here. Let's see where the YouTube community is on this Sunday evening. So yeah, we're just going to do a quick Q&A, man. Obviously, over the weekend, when I'm streaming, I get a lot of questions. Usually I'm too focused on the beat to kind of answer them, so I just thought, you know what, let's just jump on here and give the people an opportunity to do a quick Q&A. I trust you're all well. If you join in, just let me know in the comments where you're calling from. If you've got any questions, then fire away. You know, it's a shame on here that you can't invite people onto the video. That would be really good, man. That would be really good. But yeah, let me know if you can hear me, if the audio's fine, and if you've got any questions. So right now I'm just running this. Okay, is that Hyla Bean Young? Much respect, yo. Dante Elliott, how's it going, man? Yeah, man, I appreciate all you guys, man. Much respect. I appreciate the follow, appreciate, you know what I mean, your comments on the videos and that. I hope you enjoy the content and that you find it useful. Trying to be more consistent, but you know what I mean, I'm just juggling a lot of balls and spinning a lot of plates at the moment. So, you know what I mean, getting in and getting the stream set up and all that. Sometimes it's like, you know what, I just want to get in and just create something real quick. But yeah, man, I do want to be a lot more consistent with the content. But yeah, as you can see, it's a different setup as well. Like usually I got the proper camera, you know what I mean, the whole screen share, but you know what, I just jumped on my phone just to do this quick little Q&A. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Yo, you know, that's one place I've never been. I've never been to Philly. Not one place, but a place in terms of like the hip hop journey. I've never been to Philly, man. But yeah, man, them Philly guys, they're serious about their hip hop, man. Definitely. So what's going on in Philly, man? What's the deal in Philly? I'm trying to think in terms of music-wise, who's popping in Philly right now? I kind of ain't really heard much. I probably have, but just not known they're from Philly. You know what I mean? But I'd definitely love to come out there, come and experience the scene firsthand. Obviously, I've been to Brooklyn a number of times, Florida a few times. Looking to go to Austin this year. I'll be out in Austin for South by. So looking forward to that. But yeah, man. That's what you guys say, man. Virginia Beach, okay. Isn't that where Timberland and Pharrell and them lot are from? Let's open up Google Maps. Maps. VA. Virginia. Virginia Water. Nope. Virginia Beach. Okay. Yeah, that's where if it's the same place, Norfolk, Virginia Beach. Okay. Yeah, so is that where Timberland and Pharrell and Missy and all them are from? That's right on the coast. Okay, yeah, man. So you lot are quite quite southern. North Carolina, Delaware, Washington. Okay. Check that out. I'm sure I've been to. No, I haven't. I've been to Connecticut. That's where I've been. I was going to say I'm sure I went to North Carolina, but I went to Connecticut. I'm sure I've been to Jersey as well. This is when I was younger, though. When I was much younger. Mount Vernon as well. Okay, the last state in the South. For real? Hold on a minute. Yeah, all the men from them sides. Pharrell, Missy. Okay. You're the last state in the South. Is that like for real? So what about, or is that just a saying? Because obviously you got like proper South, Georgia, South Carolina, Louisiana, all them sides, Florida. So is that just a saying you guys say, or how does that work? So what do you do, Dante? Are you, I'm assuming you're a producer. You make beats and that. Yeah, I've never been to Texas before, so this trip to Austin is gonna be interesting. Never been like that deep. Yeah, man, that's big still. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You know what? That's why I started the channel. I started the channel just to kind of, you know what I mean, help others. What I noticed was, and you've probably noticed this as well, man, in the production game, it's very, very closed. You know what I mean? People don't really share their process. So I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to let people see. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be the MPC master or, you know, some super producer or nothing like that. I just let you peek over my shoulder as I'm doing my thing and I'm learning. Because if you go back to my first, like my early videos, it's literally like unboxing the Studio Black. Literally unboxing this and then working it out, you know what I mean? And I just kind of thought, you know what, let me document my journey of that whole learning curve. And obviously, I had some previous experience with the MPC using the MPC 2000, but that was in the 90s. And then I stopped using it for a long time. And then picked it back up in 2016. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to document this journey and just let people see the journey. And you guys just found me, you know what I mean? I mean, I look now, let's have a look. Let's share some stats, give you guys an update. 1 second. YouTube Studio. So as it stands, I've currently got, I'm at 4,122 subscribers. You know, I really never expected to see those type of numbers at all. I remember when I hit 100 subscribers, I was like, rah, I've got 100 subscribers. I was kind of taken aback, to be honest. So to now have 4,000, almost 4,500, that's crazy. And then in terms of like, okay, let's have a look at watch time. Let's go to my analytics. Wow. So in the last 28 days, this is just in the last 28 days, I've had over 9,000 views, and I've hardly put out any content this month, really. Let's have a look at all time. So all time, I've had 424,000 views, which, you know what I mean, I'm not complaining about that at all. You know what I mean? To some YouTubers, that's nothing. That's nothing at all. Those are small numbers, but for me, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, man. So imagine, like, I look at it like this. Each time I do a live stream, I look at those people as though, imagine those people sitting in a room with you. You know what I mean? 424,000 people have sat in a room with me while I'm doing what I'm doing on the MPC. You know what I mean? Imagine the size of that stadium. Imagine the size of that audience. And that's how I have to think about it. You know what I mean? Each one of those people is engaging with you, with your content. And I don't take it for granted, man. That's not a small thing at all. So like I said, I appreciate the engagement. Let me know if you can hear the beat in the background. Obviously, I've got my my AirPods in. Let me know if you can hear the beat in the background. So I'm just running it off my laptop at the moment. Usually, again, when I'm live streaming, I usually got the whole setup, the big screen, the monitors, the camera, and obviously the MPC. But I'm just running this off my phone, so I've got my AirPods in and I'm just playing beats off the laptop today. Wait a minute, if you've got any questions, feel free, man. Fire away. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Whether it's MPC related, whether it's just generally music related, whether it's business related, live streaming related. I get a lot of questions about live streaming. I've noticed that in the comments. I get a lot of questions about live streaming. Oh, you can hear it. That's good. That's good. Cool. I kind of just went back to that boom bap sound. So I've done this last night, yesterday evening. So yeah, man, Dante, feel free to post a link to some of your music, man, whether you got a SoundCloud or whatever. That's what I want to see, like people in the community, in the comments and that. You know, I want to see you guys sharing your content, man. You know, if you got a SoundCloud or Instagram or whatever, you know what I mean, feel free to share it, man. Let's build the community. Also, if you haven't already done so, as you know, we've got the pad bank, which I set up. When did I set that up? Probably the same time I started streaming. Set up in 2016. So join that as well, man. Check out the pad bank. Let's get the West Side Gun in there. I love his ad-libs, man. So yeah. Excellent, I'm just chilling. So it's 11 It's 11:15 here in the UK. I'm just winding down for the evening. Okay, yeah, man, go for the upgrade. If you can upgrade, go for it, man. You know, I was fortunate that Akai gave me a free upgrade. I waited for ages before I upgraded. I was using the 1.9 point whatever it was for a long time. I was using it for ages. But I was just holding back, you know what I mean? I was holding off to upgrade. And the reason being is because I was worried. There was a few things I was worried about. One of them was, being honest, it was a learning curve. You know, because my time is limited, I wanted to just be able to turn on the MPC and just make a beat in the time I had. I didn't want to have to worry about learning the new layout and where things are, and just basically the learning curve stifling. Oh no way! I've been to Greenock. Yeah, man, I've been to Greenock, man. I went up there for a conference a while ago. Loved it. Loved it in Greenock, man. We stayed. Where do we stay? Do we have a hotel? Do we have an Airbnb? Gosh, it was before Airbnb, actually. I think we just had a bed and breakfast. But anyway, yeah, man. Shout out to Greenock, Glasgow crew. We caught the train from... So we flew from Birmingham to Glasgow Airport. We caught the train to, is it Paisley? And then from Paisley, we went to Greenock. So yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the learning curve, that was a big hindrance. That was something that was really slowing me down in terms of making the transition. And also just the fear of losing my beats. You know what I mean? I was worried that they wasn't going to transfer over. So all the beats I made with the older software, I wouldn't be able to use them in the new software. But yeah, man, everything transferred over fine. So, and you know what? It's a better system, definitely. 2.0. What I'm up to now? I'm on actually on the laptop. I haven't even upgraded all the way. So I'm currently on 2.5 on here. On my big computer, I'm on whatever the latest version is. When I loaded this up today, it says, "Oh, there's an upgrade due." But I'm just saying, upgrade on the laptop here. So yeah, but what I would say is, if you can, go for it, man. Go for the upgrade. Like I said, I was fortunate that Akai gave me a free upgrade. I just went into my Akai account, and it was just there. You know what I mean? I was grateful for that. Now, I don't know whether that was due to the fact that I do all this live streaming and promote Akai and whatever. They didn't specify that, but you know what I mean? It was there and it was free. So I just upgraded. It was definitely a better system. What I will say is at times it crashes. I don't know whether that's because I need to upgrade or whether it's, you know what I mean, not RAM, but I've never really had a RAM issue on this system anyway, my big system. But there's times where, you know, I'm doing what I'm doing and then suddenly it just crashes. And it's usually when I move quick, like because I've kind of got I've got my workflow down pat, to get what I'm saying. So there's times where I'm literally like, I'm flying, I'm doing what I'm doing, boom, 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 save. I'm really working quickly. And there's times where I'll do something and I can look at the screen and I know it's going to crash. It just kind of glitches or it stutters and then it just goes. So really gotten into the habit of saving as soon as I get my sampling, and as soon as I feel like, yeah, man, I'm working towards something here, I just name it and save it immediately. And then again, I'm getting into the habit. I've got auto save set up, so every 5 minutes it saves, or is it every 2 minutes? I think it's every 5 minutes it saves automatically. There's an auto save, which is fine. But I'm just getting into the habit of, or I've gotten into the habit of just pressing Command and S. As soon as I do something, lay down a new pattern, Command and S. Do something else, you know what I mean, change the arrangement, whatever, Command and S. and just getting into that habit. So definitely I encourage that, man. The last thing you want, which I've done before, if you've seen the video where I spend a lot of time making that beat and it crashes, that's the edited version. I must have spent about probably about at least 20 to 30 minutes messing with that sample and then finding the chops, chopping it up, making the beats, got a nice groove going, and then bam, the whole thing just crashed. And I was just like, I don't believe it. And I hadn't saved it. And then that time, I hadn't even hadn't even turned on the auto save, so there was nothing. Just lost everything, man. And I was just like, oh, gutted. It was a decent beat as well, man. But learn from that, innit? I just learned my lesson. So what else we got? Oh, I've done this one the other day as well. Again, this is kind of a boom bap type sound. So what I've also done, again, just a quick tip, is I've copied all my files. So everything, I basically got a 2 terabyte hard drive, and then I just bought a case. So let's have a look. 1 second. Is it 2 terabytes? No, it's not. I lie. Forgive me. I'm lying. Yeah, 1 terabyte. So I bought a 1 terabyte hard drive, and the plan with this was to upgrade my hard drive in my main desktop computer. I've got a Mac Mini, but actually it's got a, I think it's a 1 terabyte, but it's not a SSD. It's not a solid state hard drive. So this one's a lot quicker than that hard drive. So the plan was to upgrade, basically take that one out and replace it with that one. But then I thought, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that one, really. It does what it needs to do, but I want an external. So I just bought a case. I just bought this case off Amazon for like, I think it was like £9, £10 maximum. And I've put it in here. And the great thing with this is I can now transfer my beats with me. So if I'm making beats on the main computer here, I save everything to this. You know what I mean? So all my latest files, all my latest beats are on that external. And then when I'm ready to move now, I just hook it up to the laptop and I just walk with it. You know what I mean? So you probably saw, I don't know if you saw the other day, no, you wouldn't have seen if you don't follow me on Instagram, but basically I done a quick live stream on Instagram where I was in my car. I took my son to football training. He's there for like an hour and 15 minutes. And usually I'm just there. If the weather's good, I'll go and just watch him. If the weather's bad, I'll just park up my car where I can see what he's doing. And more time I'm either on Instagram or watch something on YouTube. And I thought, you know what? I'm bringing my laptop and I'm working on some beats. And I was just making beats in the car. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, man. Yeah, man, you got to save them, Dante. You have to. You don't want to get stung with that, man. That's the last thing you want to happen. So salute to that. But yeah, having a laptop in the car, hooking up to the car stereo, and making beats in the car. Yo, I tell you what, the sound, the monitors I've got here in the studio, they're just some basic reference monitors. So there's no real bass on them. They're very flat, very clean. There's no sub. So I intend to get a sub eventually. But in the car, yo, them 808s and them kicks were banging. And I was like, yo, I'm going to start bringing my beats in the car more often. Because usually what I do is I'll make it. And the only time I play it in the car is if once I've made it, I'll do an arrangement, export it as an MP3, drop it to Dropbox or whatever, then take it in the car, play it on the phone. And sometimes it just doesn't sound as clean. We're playing it straight from the computer. Plug in the aux. It's just a straight connection. It was crispy, man. And I thought, yeah, I need to do this more often. So I encourage you to get one of these. And the good thing with this as well is you've got a backup. So obviously, if you know, what I mean, I've got the beats on my hard drive on my computer, and I've also got it on here. But this is kind of like the master. You know what I mean? Every now and then I'll sync the two together, but this is the master. So nice little purchase here, nice little investment. So yeah. Right, I was going to play this, wasn't I? Give me a second. Let's just see what this is, if it's the same one. No, that's not even the right one. Also, let me know, man, do you prefer the boom bap sound, or do you prefer when I make the other stuff? I call it the other stuff. So I would assume the majority of people that follow this channel are probably more into the boom bap sound. I don't know why I'm assuming that. Usually a lot of MPC users are more boom bap heads. So here we go, this one here. Yeah, this was just a straight banger. Wasn't trying to do anything. Okay, how do I get a clean sound from the computer to my car? Because it always sounds different when I play it elsewhere. It depends on what you're playing it through. It depends on how you've exported it. It depends on how you've mixed it. So basically the answer is it depends. So, and I found that, like, usually I will export from the MPC to MP3 and then send that to, like I said, either a Dropbox folder or Google Drive folder. Go to the car, I'll hook my phone up through the Bluetooth. Wow. Yeah, now go for it, man. Go for it. Upgrade. I would say upgrade. Definitely. Don't let that be a hindrance. It's better. What I would say, it's better to start the learning curve sooner rather than later, which is what I done. I waited and waited and waited and waited. And as soon as I've made the learning curve, I slowed down a little bit. But the first thing I done was I just tried to make a beat. Just immediately, I loaded it up and it's like, right, let me make a beat from scratch. I don't care whether it's the best beat in the world. I just want to make a beat. And then once you kind of know where things are and you learn the door, you're flying, man. You're flying. You'll be glad you've done it. Like when I go back to the older version, or when I see it, I just think, gosh, it was a bit clunky. Nah, I ain't got no new reggae beats. Let me play this actually in the background while we're talking. So what's going on with this? I've got a bit of an intro here. And yeah, okay. Let's keep this rolling in the background while we're talking. But yeah, let me go back to, so I've answered your question about the 2.0. No, I ain't got any new reggae beats. I'm kind of more, at the moment, I'm on more of that new sound. You know what I mean? I'm looking at that current sound. I'm working on like a batch of beats like that and just kind of mastering that sound. So the 808s, the triplet kind of, the hats. Because obviously I've got boom bap for days. I can do that with my eyes closed. So I'm just trying to master the new sound at the moment. And then the reggae stuff again, I've got a whole batch of them. Getting a clean sound. So like I said, it's going to come down to how you've mixed it in the MPC. Yes, Big Will, I trust you well, man. Shout out. I appreciate you popping in, man. We're soon a quick Q&A. Again, feel free to chat among yourselves and introduce yourselves, you know what I mean? And share IGs and share SoundClouds and whatever, man. This is a community, it's not about me. Feel free to do your thing, man. So yeah, getting that clean sound, okay, this is what I will say. You should have mixed that in the MPC. It's not great. Like it's deceiving, you know what I mean? I don't think it's the best mixer. So the cleanest sound I've ever got, I think, is when I've exported the stems from the MPC and dropped it in like Logic or GarageBand or somewhere where you've got your individual audio stems, and then you can start utilizing the mixers in those platforms. If you've got Logic, get it out of the MPC. Once you've got your arrangements, get it out of the MPC and get it into Logic, even GarageBand, you know what I mean? Just have your separate stems, and then, you know what I mean, you can use the EQ in there, and then all the plugins and whatever, just to clean it up. But I've found the mixer in the MPC, I don't know what it is, man. I don't find it to be the best, you know what I mean? I've kind of worked out how to get a decent sound, but I've never truly been happy with the mix in there. And then the other thing is, obviously, when you're exporting it, if you export it as an MP3, straight away, it's going to crunch it down, it's going to compress it. So you're going to lose some quality there. And then obviously you're going to put that up in Dropbox or wherever it is. You're going to transfer it to your phone. And then for me, in my car, from the phone to the car stereo, I use Bluetooth connection. And as soon as I plug that Bluetooth in, straight away, it's not a clean sound. Without playing anything, no matter what I play through the Bluetooth, it's just not a clean sound. You can always hear, like, whether it's some interference. So basically, if I put in like a memory card, I've got like a memory card slot in my car. If I put one of these in, it's clean. If I switch it to, I'm turning it. It's not a turn. I press the button. I don't know why I've done that. But if I switch it to the Bluetooth, straight away there's like a background sound, like an interference sound. So straight away that just changes the quality as well. But like I said, this week when I took my son to training and I took the laptop and I plugged the laptop straight in from the aux here into the aux plug in my car, it was clean. Like, it was banging, clean as a whistle. So you could try that. You could basically export it as a WAV file and put it on like something like this. If you've got one of those slots in your car, slot that in and you've got a clean sound. If you've got the opportunity to take your laptop straight to your vehicle and plug it in straight via the aux, you're going to get it direct from the source. So that's a few options. But like I said, in terms of getting a clean sound out of the MPC, yeah, I wouldn't mix. I wouldn't do a final mix in the MPC at all. I would always export the audio file. So I'd get it as clean as possible in the MPC. You know what I mean? Get a nice level on everything, and then export all the stems individually. And all you do there, if you don't know how to do that, just go to File, Export, and then go to Audio Mixdown. And then make sure you go to Explode Tracks, and then that'll give you each individual stem or each individual track. So yeah, that's how you would do that. And then the step before that, again, I'm operating on assumptions here, but I would say, I don't want to take it for granted that you're not doing this already, but just put every single sound on its own track. You know what I mean? I've always done that. I'm kind of OCD in that sense. So I've literally got, you know what I mean, kick, snare, hi-hat, rim, wood block, all my percussion, whether it's Congo, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, all my sounds are on separate tracks. There might be a time where, let's say, I've got a certain snare, and then I might have like what I call a side snare. In fact, no, I separate them. I was going to say I might put them on the same track, but I don't. I separate them because I know when I come to export it to mix it, I want every single sound on its own channel. So make sure you do that, and that'll give you a nice clean sound. Also, compression. Use compression, man. Compress. Don't over compress, but I think I put compression on almost everything. You know what I mean? Definitely my kicks. I always compress my kicks. And I also use high pass and low pass filters. So if there's any sounds that I don't want any bottom end on, you know what I mean? I want to get rid of any, let's say if it's a snare, let's say if it's like a atmospheric background sound, like a synth or something, I always put a low pass filter on it, and that's to just get rid of any unnecessary frequencies I don't want. And you'd be surprised, you know what I mean, when you start loading up all these sounds, you'll be surprised how many frequencies there are that you probably can't necessarily hear, but they're just clogging up your track. You put a high pass filter on it and it's like, right, I didn't even realize that was there. And it just cleans it out. Also, what I like to do as well with my drum sounds is tighten them up. So I mean, it's a shame I didn't set up on the big computer, because I could have literally showed you what I'm talking about. But let's say I've got a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat, and they've got like a long tail on it. What I like to do is get rid of the tail and then add my own in the mix. Do you get what I'm saying? So if I've got a kick and it's like, boom, and it just carries on in the wave file, and it's got a long tail on it, I just get rid of that tail, and I just want the kick, like just give me the kick sound. Again with the snare, you know what I mean? If I've got a snare, it's like, and it like carries on, I'll just bring it in and just get rid of that tail, and then I will add my own tail in the mix because I've got more control over it. So again, I found that useful. Is that useful? Let me know, because I'm just here just rambling, you know what I mean, assuming that that's useful to you. What are you saying, Big Will? I trust you well, man. What are the man them saying? We've got 5 people watching at the moment. There's only 2 people in the comments. There's 5 people watching. So give me a shout out in the comment. Let me know where you're from. Don't be a stalker. You know what I mean? Introduce yourself. We now got 6 people on the live. So jump in the comments. Let us know where you're from. Don't be shy, man. Yeah, man. You've been active today. You've been building. You see, on the weekend is like, if I get a free weekend, yeah, I try to maximize it, man. I try to either spend my time digging for sounds, for samples, and creating a sound library. Shout out Darren Beats from the Netherlands. You see, Darren, you was hiding, man. You was sniping. You know what I mean? Netherlands in the house. If you got yourself, my brethren, thanks for joining. Again, if you got any questions, feel free to ask them. Okay, you just came in. We got yourself, man. We got seven on the live stream now. We've only got 3 in the comments. So introduce yourself. Again, if you've got a SoundCloud, if you've got music online, feel free to post it, man. Let's support one another. Yeah, that's it, man. That's what it's about. Will, definitely make the most of those weekends. Palm Beach. We've got Palm Beach in the house. West Palm Beach. I've been to West Palm. I used to live in West Palm Beach. So big up yourself. No way. Your dad gave you an MPC. Yo. Shout out to your dad. Big up your dad. I wish my dad gave me an MPC. Yo, you see my first MPC? I bought it in 1997. Yeah. I paid $2.5 grand for it. 2.5 bags. Yo. That was a big investment them times. But I was glad. I'm glad I made the investment. So yeah, man, shout out your dad. Okay, one second. Let me. I'm gonna go through these, yeah. But respect to everyone in the comments. Okay, so shout out Palm Beach in the house, Mr. Is it Serrero? Shout out, big up yourself. I used to live in Jupiter, Hope Sound in West Palm Beach. Gang. If you know the ends, give me a big thumbs up in the comments. Okay, trying to be creative. Yeah, man, make the most of it. Make those hours count. Trust me, it counts. Okay, so your dad gave you an MPC. My tutorials have been helpful. I'm glad. Again, that's why I started the channel. I started the channel to be as useful to the community as possible, because I know when I first started, there was nothing like this. You know what I mean? There was nothing like, you couldn't even go. I had to learn everything off my own back. There was no YouTube, nothing like that. So yeah, trying to be as useful as possible to the MPC community. Okay, do you do anything with your hi-hats? Because my hi-hats sound loud all the time. Compression, 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 and mix them, you know what I mean? So what I try to do, yeah, is if my kicks and snares are there, my hi-hats are down here. Try to think of it like a live drummer. Yeah, I always want to do my drums. If I'm not doing like a trap sound or like a current sound now, if I'm doing like a boom bap sound, I always try to make my drums sound like live drums. Yeah, and I just think when you got a live drum kit, the kick and snare are usually the loudest thing, and then the hats are down here. You know what I mean? So bring your hats down in the mix. Also, listen to other people's tracks. What you'll find is the hi-hats are usually hidden. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to go down. A lot of times with hip hop, we make the mistake of pushing everything up. I pull things down. You know what I mean? I don't want to see nothing in the red. So when I've got my mixer going, all right, let me show you this. Let me pull up my mixer here. 1 second. Where are we? Let me go to my drum track. Drums. Program. Okay, let me show you this. 1 second. All right, you see that? Can you see that? Okay, there we go. Look at that. Nothing in the red. Everything's below 0. If I turn it up, and look at my master signal, my master channel, it's just about going in the red. And I haven't even mixed this yet. This is not mixed. You know what I mean? This is just like the rawest leveling. I'm just literally, as I'm making a beat, I'm just leveling everything out. It's not mixed. But yeah, man, pull things down. Definitely. And also, like I said, put some compression on your hats. And with your compressor, don't overly compress them. I'm going to get back to the other comments in a second, but let me just deal with this. Don't overly compress things. Yeah. So what I usually do with my compression settings is my ratio. I have my ratio no more than 2. Yeah. So I'll put my ratio on like 2. My threshold, I'll turn my threshold up until I start hearing the effect. So I'll start hearing it pulling it down. Usually I'll go to about between 15 and 20 with the hi-hats because I want to, you know what I mean, I really want to compress those. And then my attack, I'll put my attack all the way down to like a really low milliseconds, so probably like 0. something milliseconds, but just turn that down. And then with the release, I just leave the release. I don't really trouble that. Yeah, and that's it. And then with the hats as well, I will sometimes, depending on what I'm making, is put a high pass filter on it. And again, just play with the settings until I feel like it sounds right. You see, with all this, yeah, for me, it's about ears. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the theory of mixing and mastering. It's all about the numbers. Sorry, it's all about what I hear. And I'll just move it until it sounds right. And then I'll pull them right down. Sometimes I'll pull my hats. If I've already got my drum pattern going, I'll pull my hats right down to 0 and then just bring them up until I can hear them. And it's like, okay, yeah, we'll leave it there for now and keep it low in the mix. And then the other thing to do, a quick tip, yeah, is when you're playing your music, when you're playing your beat, yeah, listen to this. Yeah, so when I'm making my beats, I like to have a nice vibe. But then what I do, I turn it right down. If I turn this all the way down and then turn it up slowly until you can just about hear it, what you'll find is oftentimes the hats are the first thing you're going to hear. You'll be surprised. You know what I mean? The hats usually jump out. So it's like, okay, they're too loud. They need turning down. You get me? So turn it right down as low as you can until you can barely hear it. And then start adjusting your levels again and then turn it back up and look at the difference. And then EQing as well. You know what I mean? EQ your hats. So that's a quick tip there. Right. Where were we up to? Yeah, as Darren said as well, yeah. So with the hats, I've basically got like, you've probably seen, if you've seen my videos before, you've seen me do this. I will have like my main two hats, so that if I'm doing that, I've got two hats, and I'll have one open, so like I'll envelope it. I'll have one open and one quite tight. So one's loose, one's tight, and that gives it kind of that live sound. And then what I do, I have a ghost note as well. Again, depending on the type of track I'm making. Like this beat at the moment, this has got a ghost note in it. And what that is in between the tap, 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 tap. I'll put another one on the 16th in between, but that's like really hidden. You can just about notice it, but it just gives it that groove. So I'll do that. Can I hear your favorite beat you've ever made? It changes all the time. Like usually every beat I make at the time is my favorite beat. Yeah, man, send your beats, man. Definitely send your beats. All right, 1 second. So Big Will says my sample kits are so loud I find I have to turn them way down. Yeah, definitely, man. It's all about, it's got to sound right. You know what I mean? You got to get that sound right. EQ can help with hats. Yeah, definitely. Darren knows his stuff. Okay, by the way, checked out your tutorial with the MPC Studio. Priceless info, bro, sincerely. Got a long way, but you give me a hell of a head start. Yeah, man. Much respect, my brother. Much respect. That's what I like to hear, man. That drives me. You know what I mean? It's things like that that drive me to keep going. Because there's times where I just say, why am I doing this? You get me? I just make my beats and get on with it. But when I hear things like that, you know what I mean? And even just this engagement, you know, it encourages me to say, yeah, man, it's worthwhile. Because I don't get nothing for this, really. Okay. Could I send you beats so you can rate it? Yeah, so send either, do you want to send it to just me, or do you want to send it to the community? I would say if you've got it on Dropbox, if you've got it on SoundCloud, if you've got it in a Google Drive, post it in the comments. Other than that, if you're following me and you've subscribed, I'm sure we've got a message. Let me have a look. I'm sure there's a messaging platform on here. You can send messages in YouTube. I'm sure you can. Dashboard, let's have a look. You got me thinking as well. Have I got a favorite beat of all time? Don't know. Comments. Okay, so if I go to comments, I'm sure in here. They must have changed it, you know. My days, what's been going on? I got like 11 messages that are likely spam. Gosh, I haven't checked this for a while. Sorry, guys. Last time I checked this. I wonder how can you say it's not standalone, whereas a seller. Okay, I'm sure I've approved this. Okay, yeah, someone's spamming my channel. There's basically someone who's just going on all my videos and just spamming, selling their equipment, which I ain't got a problem with that, but engage in the community, you know what I mean? Don't just come on the channel and just go on all my videos and just spam, 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 spam. Check out this, check out this, check out this. It's the same cut and paste comment on every single video. So whoever that is, I'm not gonna throw under the bus right now, my brethren, but engage first, man. You know what I mean? Don't just come and spam the channel. It don't work like that. I'm not going to shout you out, and I'm not going to approve your comments. Sorry, bro. All right. Okay, so yeah, send it as an MP3. Listen, put it in a Dropbox folder or Google Drive or whatever, and just shoot it over. Didn't mix it very well. Okay. Send what you got, man. Just send what you got. Post it. Send it to. Do I want to put my email in the chat here? If you like to light me up like that. I'm sure you can send messages on YouTube. Give me a second. Voila. I used to get messages on here before. Yeah, man, if you're a subscriber, you can send messages. If not, then I'll drop you my email. I'll tell you what, bro, check it, yeah? What does that say? Posterity on YouTube. What does that mean? I need to Google that. Make sure I'm not offending no one. All future generations of people. The victims' names are recorded for posterity. You're schooling me now, Will. You're schooling me. I'm ignorant, man. I'm ignorant, bro. Yeah, that's it, man. Email forever on YouTube. I don't think I want that. What do you think of this beat anyway? Can you hear it? Straight boom bap kind of sound. Yeah, I'll tell you what, follow me on Instagram. Yeah. My Instagram is the same as my, what's it called? As my YouTube name. So follow me on there and DM me. Let me post my Insta. There we go. I ain't trying to be, what's the word? Evasive. Elusive. I'm not trying to do that, but I don't really want to put my email on there. What I probably will do actually, I will create an email address specifically for the channel, and then you can send what you want, man. But yeah, follow me on Insta, DM me, and send me a link to the beat, whether it's in a Dropbox folder. Do you use Dropbox or Google Drive? Just drop it in there, man. I was going to say as well, usually if I'm not going live on YouTube, I'll go live on Insta as well. Mix it up a little bit. Insta's easier. I'll just hook my phone up and just bang, 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 and just do a quick thing on there. YouTube is a little bit more, there's a little bit more preparation required. I got to load up and set up my my streaming software, create the stream on YouTube. So it takes a bit longer. So that's one reason why I'm not as consistent. No, I'm not making excuses. Okay, so MPC Studio is your first MPC. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow, you started with the iPhone and Fruity Loops. I've never got into Fruity Loops, you know. Never got into Fruity Loops. I actually don't, to be honest. I haven't got a Gmail account linked to my YouTube. My Gmail account is linked to my business email address. So I've basically got tonylbrown.com. And my Google account is linked to my business email. Obviously, because calendar and all that, you know what I mean? And then I've got a business, what's it called? Google Drive. So I get like 100 gig and all that. So yeah. All right, I'll check that out. As soon as I'm back on, obviously I can't do it now because I'm on my phone. But I'll check that out. Did you add the file, the link to the file in there? Yeah, I was on that point as well, Big Will. Google was trying to force my hand when I was setting it up. Google tried to force my hand to set up a Gmail. I was like, I don't want a Gmail account. I've got a .com and a domain, and I want to use that. So I had to kind of say, nah, don't want that. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about mixing. You mentioned about levels. Oh yeah, compressing your samples as well. So yeah, man, that's fine. Send what you want to send. Let me know there's something different as well. You're probably getting bored of that. But yeah, compressing your samples as well. So again, by default, what I always do is once I've loaded up my samples and I've chopped it up and I've laid out those chops on the pads, I'll go to my program channel in the MPC, and for the whole of the program, so basically for all those pads, what I'll do is I'll compress it first. So I use my master compressor and just put like a good amount of compression on it. And the reason I do that is because I want to level it out. Because what you might find is some of your chops might be louder than other parts. Obviously, if you're chopping up a sample, you might have a part with, more than others, more sort of volume than others. So I find if I compress it, it kind of levels it out. I'll also put on there, again, like either a high pass or a low pass filter, depending on the sound. More times a high pass filter, just to get rid of the bottom end frequencies. And again, I don't overly filter it. I'll kind of move it to where it's still clear, but it's just cutting out some of those bottom end frequencies just to clean it up. And the reason I do that is because when you put your baseline on it, then your baseline really pushes through rather than trying to fight against the low frequencies in the sample. Can't send the links. Oh, why can't you send the links here in the chat? Yeah, man. Listen, Big Will. What I would say, yeah, get your .com as soon as possible. Just buy the domain. It's going to cost you what? $19 for your .com. Probably $20 for your .com. You don't even need to buy the hosting yet. Just lock that domain down. Buy it for like. You see what I do? If I get an idea for something, if I've got an idea, and as soon as I make a decision that I'm moving forward with this, I buy the domain straight away. Like when I started fire management, I just had the idea for the management company. I got the name, I checked out the name, the domain was available. I just bought the .com, the .co.uk, and then a few other variations of it. And you might pay, usually what I do, I'll give myself 2 to 3 years. I will say, if I get the idea today and I really believe I'm going to run with it and this is something I'm going to work on, I'll buy that .com for 2 to 3 years. So it might cost me, what, depending on where you're buying your domain, it might cost you $30 max, 45, not even 45 actually. It's not even that much. I would say like $35 max for that domain for 3 years. At least then you've got enough time to say, right, I'm sitting on this. I've got it. I own it for 3 years. I don't have to worry about it. If in 3 years' time you ain't done anything with it, you can just let it, just let it go, But at least you've got it and you've got enough time to kind of build your website, build out the idea, validate the idea, and then run with it. If by 3 years' time it's like, yeah, man, this is working, You just renew it for another 3 years. So that's how I do it. But yeah, man, get your .com and lock it down. I can't send links here in the chat. I'm not sure why you can't send links in the chat. Maybe it's because there might be a spam filter. There might be a spam filter on it, so that's probably why. No, I didn't put that in place. I think by default, yeah, I think by default, YouTube prevent you from putting in manage moderators, participants, pop out chat. Yeah, I can't change the settings. I think before you start the live, you can maybe change the settings. But yeah, don't worry about that. Send the link on Instagram. I'll check it out there. Right, let's do one more. What's this one saying? Oh yeah, you was there when I made this. I say you was there, like you was here, but you was on the live when I made that. That one I was gonna play. Okay, let's play this one. So again, this is that newer sound I was kind of working towards here. Can we override the providers, content creators? Can we override the link filter? I'm not sure you can. I need to do it my end. Hold on. Yeah, I think I need to do it. So basically, before you start the live, I think you can change your settings. Well, obviously I can post links because I'm in control here. All right, try it now. I've just made a quick change. Try it, man. See if you can post. All right, you know what as well? Hold on. Let me go to Creator Studio again. Yeah, I don't think I can do it while it's live. Details, options, let's have a look. Edit title and description. View on YouTube, create a shareable link. MPC, let's change this. Akai MPC Studio. Live Q&A. See if that changes. I'm just going to refresh this. Okay, so refreshed. Yeah, I think you got to do it before you start the live, basically. So I'd have to stop this and restart it. It's not worth it. Let's see what else you can do. So I can edit the description. I can get a shareable link. I can get my details. Is it for children? No. Add tags. More options. Oh, hold potentially inappropriate comments for review. Disable comments, allow all comments. It might be that, you know. Sort by top, newest. Yeah, it's probably the settings, like the general settings. But anyway, that's that. Right, it's midnight here. I'm probably gonna wind down now. Back to the grind on Monday. So I've got a busy week this week as well, man. I've got quite a lot on. It's my wife's birthday this week. Where's my calendar? Let's have a look. It's my wife's birthday the weekend. And then my son's got a football game in the week. And then one of my artists that I manage, he's got a single coming out in 1, 2, 3, in like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. So we're just doing his marketing campaign. So I'm going to be creating a lot of content for that. A lot of it we've already done. I just need to work on a few things there. So yeah, man, it's a busy one. It's a busy one, and obviously in between all that, you got work. So unfortunately, I work here. Like I work from home, so this is where I spend the most of my time here in the office. But I'm grateful for that still, man. I don't take it for granted at all. But yeah, listen, guys, I appreciate your engagement, man. I'm gonna try and do these type of streams more often as well. If you feel like these are useful, just literally turning this on, and just starting a quick Q&A, quick live stream, rather than the usual beat ones, then I will do these. Yeah, man. I mean, the artist I manage is his name's Maka. Winners only. So there we go. Check out Maka. So traditionally, he's a grime artist. Yeah, if you know about grime, he's a grime artist. But the single is about to drop. It's more hip hop. It's more of a hip hop single. But he's sick, man. Yeah, he's sick. He's the one who's just been invited to South by, so he's going to be performing at the official South by Southwest festival. So I'm going over there with him for that. So I'm looking forward to that. First time in Texas. So we're going in March. So it's going to be a busy one. And then I also manage another artist named Vital. And his Insta would be Vital0. Hopefully if I at him here, it's going to at him on YouTube. That's the other guy's Insta as well, so check him out. Again, he's more sort of grime, dancehall kind of sound. But all these guys are from like my home city. You know what I mean? They grew up like where I grew up. But I'm a bigger man to them, you get me? So they're kind of like the younger generation. So I'm just giving them some guidance and just helping them navigate their way on their journey through the industry. So yeah, check those guys out. But listen, guys, as I said, if these have been useful, let me know. I'll do more of them. And even like the vertical setup, let me know if you guys watch these on your phone or if you watch them on a laptop. Let me know either way. I have a feeling a lot of you guys are watching this on a mobile phone. So having it this way probably suits that. Obviously, I just want to cater to what suits you guys best. As I said, listen, all the best. I appreciate your engagement, and I'll see you again in another live stream. All right. God bless. Take care. Yeah. Oh, you're watching on TV? Okay. So you prefer it the other way then? You prefer it that way? Right. Listen. Take care, yeah.